Let's then turn to our talking point tonight. Is the Citibank fraud case simply the tip of the iceberg? That's the big question we're asking on India at 9 tonight. Joining us now is Neeraj Kishan Kaul, senior lawyer at the Supreme Court, Sucheta Dalal, author, columnist and managing editor of Money Life magazine, who many years ago broke the securities scam story involving Harshad Mehta, and Suhel, Seth, managing partner of Counselage, who's also been earlier on the advisory board of Citibank. Appreciate all of you joining us. Sucheta, that question straight to you. Do you believe this is the tip of the iceberg, that there is a systemic problem that exists in the banking sector, including in private banks like Citibank?
I don't know if it's a tip of the iceberg. I would say there are a lot of small icebergs floating around, and I'm not sure that the Citibank fraud will get any bigger. But I think portfolio management and wealth management and how people's money is handled and how many people are duped, that is a huge systemic issue which the Reserve Bank of India and SEBI have to pay attention to. We are handling a lot of stories about people having lost lakhs and crores of rupees, and nobody is looking at it seriously.
Nobody is looking at it seriously. You know, as Suhel said, as Sucheta says, there may be a lot of small icebergs floating around. In that sense, the Citibank story could well be replicated many times over. This is white-collar corporate fraud, which often doesn't get detected. And people get away based on relationships, trust. They are white-collar criminals whom you end up trusting, but who are no worse than anyone else.
So what's the question?
My question is, what does this do? The point is, a lot of white-collar criminals have got away in the past. There's a lot of it going on, and people get away simply because they perhaps, aren't exposed in the same way as others are. Even in this case, even in the case of Citibank, it's only through the buzz in market circles that it actually came to light. What does that suggest?
No. I think what Sucheta said was pretty true. There is a systemic error, but please remember that this particular instance is an instance of roguish behavior where one rogue element took advantage of customers, and I'm quite surprised that Sanjeev Agarwal on your program, and he's supposed to be an erudite, mature human being, says that he routinely signed blank forms. I mean, you know, we were taught in school never to sign blank pieces of paper. But I don't even want to go into that incident. I think, Rajdeep, the issue is this was not the norm. This was not a general situation. It was a rogue situation. A. B. Citibank was the one who actually filed a complaint against Shivraj Puri. If Citibank was in the wrong, if Citibank had messed up, why would Citibank file that complaint?
Months later, it suggests bad supervision by the bank. It suggests bad supervision by the bank.
But Rajdeep, the bank is not involved. This is like me coming to you representing State Bank of India and saying, Rajdeep, will you invest your really well-earned, hard-earned CNN-IBN money in my bank? And I give you a blank form, and you, in your trust in me, sign that form, and I actually deposit that money in an account called Suhel, Seth and Sons, not Citibank. The money went to Premnath or Pramnath or whatever the hell it was. It didn't go to a Citibank account. So the problem is that there was a fraud that was perpetrated by a man who has been caught, who was complained against by Citibank, who has let down not just the bank, but as Sucheta rightly said, and you initially remarked, he has let down a set of customers who had belief in him. This is like saying, if there is a fire in the Roorkela plant of Steel Authority of India, would you arrest the steel minister?